What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich, and in today's video I'll be predicting the round of 16 of the 2021 Total African Cup of Nations hosted by Cameroon. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Guys, this stream is brought to you by the lovely folks over at manscaped.com, who are the best in below the waist men's grooming. Head on over to the site, check out the performance package 4.0 that comes with a lawnmower 4.0 and various accessories. Birthdays are coming around the corner. We have Valentine's Day coming up, or just for any occasion, just for the sake of treating that special guy in your life, whether it's your uncle, your cousin, your brother, your boyfriend, you name it, or just a friend. Manscaped always proper for the occasion. So use the coupon code Dominic Rich to get yourself 20% off each and every one of your orders. Shipping free. Links in the description box down below. So without further ado, let's talk the African Cup of Nations round of 16. And I'm going to give you my prediction. So please let me know yours in the comment section down below as well. So let's just go over to the graphic right now and just recap the group stages briefly, just so you guys are aware who topped the group, who came in second, third, and fourth. Remember, first and second in each of the 6 groups automatically move on to the round of 16, but that would leave us with 4 more places, and those 4 places are now occupied by the best 4 third place finishers in each group. So let's just recap the group stages briefly. Cameroon topping Group A with 7 points. Burkina Faso coming in second with 4. And Cabo Verde also with 4 points coming in third. Ethiopia missing out on the round of 16 with the other 3 teams in the group moving on. In Group B, Senegal, the finalists last time around, topped the group even though they weren't so convincing with 5 points. Guinea, who has definitely been impressive at the tournament despite their loss against Zimbabwe, coming in second. Malawi haven't been at the tournament since I think 2010 and just making their 3rd appearance, have performed admirably in 3rd. They do go through as one of the best 3rd place teams, and Zimbabwe finishing last in the group with 3 points. Just a small joke here. Imagine Zimbabwe finished last in the group with 3 points and ended up getting more points than Algeria. Algeria, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, man. You know what I mean? Seriously, I'm still disappointed in Algeria, though. So the Algerian fans aren't even watching this video, so I could say whatever I want about Algeria, right? So Group C, we have Morocco topping the group with 7 points. Gabon, very impressive without Aubameyang and Lemina, coming in second with 5 points. The Comoros Islands, one of the debutants, making it into the round of 16 with only 3 points as one of the best 3rd place teams. And Ghana, another disappointment at the tournament, coming in dead last in the group. Dead last. Dead last. I'm telling you. Thomas Partey was so distraught about this performance that he went back to Arsenal and even picked up a red card, taking his anger out on the Liverpool players there. So hard luck to Ghana, but you know, Ghana and Algeria ought to be ashamed of themselves. Group D, Nigeria topping the group with perfect 9 points, the only team to do so. Egypt pulling things back together from their opening day loss against Nigeria. Sudan coming in 3rd, not going through as one of those best 3rd place teams. And Guinea-Bissau last in the group after a good point. They did pick up a point in the group, and they did perform well against Egypt for about an hour, and then they folded. So Sudan, Guinea-Bissau miss out. Group E, Algeria's group. Cote d'Ivoire coming in first in the group, 7 points, very impressive, even though they did drop points in that one game to Sierra Leone that they should have won. Equatorial Guinea, one of the dark horses of the tournament so far, with 6 points. They will go through, but the Leon Stars will miss out as one of the best 3rd place teams, even though they performed better than Algeria in the tournament. And Algeria finished dead last in the group as defending champions. and not for the first time. So we shouldn't be surprised at all. But I am surprised. Group F, Mali topping the group. Very impressive. Gambia, debutante, smallest nation on Africa. Well, the continent, I should say. Brilliant work they have done so far at the tournament. 7 points as well, but they have to settle for second. Tunisia, very disappointed in Tunisia, but they have been ravaged by the coronavirus. And so was Senegal, but they still top their group. But for Tunisia, they haven't performed well, missed a couple penalties, and it definitely cost them a top 2 spot. And they will definitely go through as one of the best third place teams as well, because Sudan and what's Sierra Leone failed to get more than 2 points. Mauritania, worst team at the tournament, even worse than Algeria and Ghana. But we expect things like this from Mauritania, so they could still walk away with their pride. So with that being said, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to go over to the graphic here where there's the brackets. I love that the website actually updated the damn brackets and fixed their problem where they had Nigeria and Cameroon on the same side. And initially, I did realize that these teams are on opposite sides, but the website had them on the same side. So I'm really glad that somebody, probably someone who works for the does the work on the website, made an error there. And that was not a small error. Okay? You got to be careful with what you're doing, man. But there you go, AFCON with the blunders again. So, look, we're going to predict all 8 ties here. And I'm not going to spend too long. I've already spent 6 minutes on the video. I don't want to spend too long here. I want to just give my quick and brief thoughts on each and every matchup and keep it moving. So let's start with the left side of the bracket where we have Guinea, Gambia, Cameroon, Comoros, Ivory Coast, Egypt, Morocco, and Malawi. And you see the bracket will lead all the way to the final, and the other side of the bracket with Burkina Faso, Gabon, Nigeria, Tunisia, Senegal, Cape Verde, and Mali, Equatorial Guinea. On the other side, the right side, they would all, just continue to progress and meet in the middle. There's also a third place playoff match as well. So let's talk. Let us talk. Guinea versus Gambia. Guys, I do have notes that I will be referring to. I'm not winging it. It's not good to wing things all the time. So I do have notes here. Not a lot to really talk about. Just a few head-to-head and the last, time they meet and things like that. So Guinea versus Gambia here. Guinea, they have performed well at the tournament so far. They were in the same group as Senegal. And look, they did well. They did well. I think Guinea have had a solid tournament so far, and they do deserve to go into the round of 16. Even though they did lose that game against Zimbabwe, they were the better of the two teams, and they're not a team to take lightly. Let's just put it that way. But I have to say, the debutants Gambia have been one of the most impressive teams so far in the tournament. And they are a team that you should fear. Let me just put it out there. They finished on 7 points behind Mali. Very unfortunate that they did finish second and not first. And they have been very, very, very good. I've been impressed with Albi Jallo. I've been impressed with Musa Barrow. I've been impressed with every player on this team. And they deserve to be in the round of 16. And they are a team that you should not take lightly. So in terms of head-to-head, Guinea has 7 wins, 12 draws, and 4 losses against the Gambia. And the last time they did meet was in 2007 in a 2-2 draw. So in terms of my prediction for this one, I am going to go for the Gambia, the debutants, to win this game 1-0 within 90 minutes. It's a big prediction to make. Mali do have a solid record against the Gambia, but I've just been impressed with this team. Just something about this team tells me that they might make a deep run in the tournament. So I'm going to go for Gambia to move on to face one of Cameroon or Comoros. And we're going to segue nicely into that other match. So Cameroon, the hosts, they have been one of the best teams at the tournament despite the draw in their final group game there. But forget about that. They did change up the team. They were experimenting to see their best lineup into the knockouts, and never without a doubt here that they would actually make it into the round of 16. And I think they got a kind draw in the Comoros. We shouldn't take the Comoros lightly either as well. We really shouldn't take them lightly because as debutants, what they've done at the tournament so far, that win against Ghana, putting them into the round of 16, they didn't play too badly against Gabon. I think, it's quite unfortunate that they lost that game. Pushed over a little by Morocco there. But the win against Ghana and the fact that Sierra Leone were unable to get something against Equatorial Guinea meant that the Comoros benefit. So, look, in terms of head-to-head, this is the first meeting between the two teams. And, guys, I think this one is a mismatch. If we had a mismatch in the round of 16, I think this is a mismatch. And I'm going to go for the host, Cameroon, to move on to play one of Guinea or Gambia. And I'm predicting it to be Gambia. So Comoros to score a goal. I'm going to go for them to get one. But Cameroon, who has been very, very devastating in front of goal, and they could have scored more as well, to win the game 3-1 here. Fair enough, right? Fair enough. Guys, just a note, these are only my predictions. These things could end up being, going any which way. And the tournament has been rather unpredictable so far. And I would love for it to continue to be unpredictable. But I'm going to go for the host, Cameroon, to move on here. So I give you a left field prediction in Gambia to beat Guinea. And now I'm going to go for a more, predictable one. Cameroon to beat the Comoros Islands here. The next one is a huge one. Ivory Coast versus Egypt. In terms of head-to-head, Ivory Coast have 7 wins, 3 draws, but have lost on 11 different occasions to Egypt. These two teams contested the 2006 final where Egypt won. I think that was on penalties as well. So there's a rich history between these two teams, and that's over 20 meetings. And they meet again in this year's African Cup of Nations. The Ivory Coast has been very, very good at the tournament so far. And with the dismissal of the defending champions, Algeria, the feather in their cap. As for Egypt, I think they have been rather so-so. Despite having Mo Salah in their team, I think at times he have been rather isolated. And he got to work very, very hard to get the ball and not getting the ball enough. So I think it's going to be an uphill battle here for Egypt against a very spirited Ivorian team under Patrice Baumel right now. And I think Carlos Queij's men are going to struggle and lose this game 2-1. I'm not convinced by Egypt. But I have to say, if they are to get their act together and improve their tournament, Ivory Coast are not a bad team to do that against, because we know that they could be impressive and then at the last minute, when you least expect it, they fold, they implode. But with that star-studded 11 of Maxwell Carney, Wilfried Zaha, Sebastian Halle, if you hear me, you're talking about Seri Die. The list goes on. Eric Bailly, Serge Aurier, Max Alain Gradel. Goddamn, this team is so stacked up. I could go on and on and on. Jean-Michel Seri with the names. I could go on. I think they're going to defeat Egypt 2-1, however. And the Pharaohs knocked out in the round of 16 once again like they did back in 2019 when they hosted the tournament. So the next one is a mismatch of some sort. Morocco Giants versus Malawi. Malawi has been very impressive at the tournament so far. I gotta say it. I gotta say that. Big up to Mango. It's the one name that stands out there for Malawi. And they have actually surprised me. They really surprised me. I did predict them to go through, but they actually played a lot better than I expected them to play. So coming up against Morocco, who hasn't been convincing, but in terms of the North African teams, I have to say that they have been the most impressive and still not at their best. I don't think they're at their best right now. But Vahid Halidhodzic and his boys, I think, are going to be a bit too much for Malawi. Or who knows, we might just see an upset here. But I'm not going to go for an upset. But I'm going to go for a hard-fought win on penalties for Morocco. 1-1 after extra time. And Morocco to win on pens. It just might not end like that. I just wanted to mix it up a bit. You know what I mean? You got to keep it, you got the entertainment value, right? So I'm going to say this one's going to be a bit closer than we all expect. But Morocco to still end up getting the better of Malawi. I think, you know, at the end, they're going to be a bit too much for Malawi. And they're going to win on pens. Morocco move on, in my opinion, to face the Ivory Coast. Whether they win on pens or within 90 minutes or after extra time, I'm going to go for Morocco to defeat Malawi. So on that side of the bracket, I'm going to go for Gambia to face Cameroon. The Ivory Coast to face Morocco as well. And what I'm going to do at the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys something extra and predict the remainder of the tournament. So we're going to move on to the right side of the bracket where you see Burkina Faso facing Gabon. Look, I never, doubted Burkina Faso and their ability to get out of the group. They did. And they faced Gabon, who are one of the surprise teams at the tournament so far. Never expected Gabon to do this well without Aubameyang and Lemina. It seems like they should actually continue without those two, right? Because it seems like those guys are just causing unrest in the damn team. So, and not to pick on them, but according to reports. Don't believe everything you hear, but according to reports. So, look, this game is a wide open one. Any team can go through here. Head-to-head, 4 wins for Burkina Faso, 7 draws, but 8 wins for Gabon. I didn't actually use the head-to-head to make my prediction, but in recent times, they met in the 2015 and 2017 African Cup of Nations, and the 2017 match was a draw, and Gabon defeated Burkina Faso 2-0 in 2015. I'm going to go with Gabon. The words almost didn't want to come out there, but I think I need a drink of water. I really think. But I'm going to go for Gabon. The last time I saw Gabon, the highlights of their last game, I realized they have the same colors as my nation, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, right? Look at my nation in the background right there. Let's take a look at that right there. Real quick. Green, yellow, blue. And those are the same colors Gabon uses. So I was like, whoa, maybe that's my team. Whoa. But nah, man, I'm going to go for Gabon to defeat the Burkina Faso team 2-1 after extra time. I think both teams have quality, and I've been very impressed with what Gabon has done. Look out for Bupenza, man. Definitely look out for him. Guys, note there'll be big suspensions, players unavailable in the next round, but we're not going to really get into that. But what I've seen from Gabon, I think they're fighting, and they will be a very, very difficult team to topple here. And even the Burkina Faso also stand a great chance of moving on. I'm going to go with Gabon here, 2-1. So then we move on to another big one. That side of the bracket, Nigeria versus Tunisia. Head-to-head, 6 wins for Nigeria, 8 draws, and 6 wins for Tunisia. They met at the 2019 African Cup of Nations in a third-place match where Nigeria won 1-0. They played in the 2006 quarterfinal where Nigeria won that, and the 2004 semis where Tunisia prevailed. So those are the most recent meetings at the AFCON. And I do think that both teams, of course, stand a chance of moving on to the quarters. But Nigeria with the higher win probability here. Tunisia heavily affected by the coronavirus outbreak. And you could see they lost their last game there against Gambia. Nigeria, perfect 9 points in the group. They have been the best team at the tournament so far, along with the host Cameroon. I gotta say, Morocco comes to mind, Mali, and Gambia as well. These teams come to mind in terms of their performance so far at the tournament. Senegal unbeaten as well. You could put them in there, but Nigeria are the team to beat. Tunisia, they haven't been good enough in the final third at all. They haven't been good from the penalty spot. In defense, not good enough. All around the field, not good enough in my opinion. And Monday, Kabaya and his boys would have a mountain to climb here against Iguavoen and his. So I'm going to go for Nigeria though. They have been so convincing. Moses Simon playing well. Owaniyi. You think about the players who's been around. This team has a core. They've been around for some time. Iheanacho, Troost Ekong. This team has a core, and I think that's what they have going for them as well. The continuity along with the big stars. Chuck Woozy comes to mind. You think Ola Aina. You think Omeru. These guys are very, very assured. It's a very assured team. Bunch of guys, I should say. For Tunisia, I think players are beginning to doubt themselves. Players are absent. There's some new players in the fold. It's not the usual slitty, skiri, sassy. You know what I'm saying? You have Wabi Kazri, M. Sackney and these guys. I think the age is getting the better of this team. The team is, up there, and it's just not the same Tunisia team. I was actually replying to a comment just a couple minutes ago, and I said, look, I always give Tunisia the respect, but just they haven't been that good lately, right? They barely made it into the third round of the World Cup qualifiers as well, so I'm going to go for Nigeria to convincingly defeat Tunisia 2-0. Clean sheet for the Super Eagles here over the Eagles of Carthage. It's the Eagles derby. It's going to be a good one, but Nigeria to prevail. We move on to the other round of 16 matchup here. Senegal versus Cabo Verde. Cape Verde, but they like to call themselves Cabo Verde these days. Senegal haven't been overly convincing at the tournament, but they're yet to concede a goal. They have scored a goal, one goal from the penalty spot, and that was Sadio Mane's late penalty in the opening game. And it's a weird one so far. 0-0 versus Guinea, 0-0 versus Malawi, 1-0 versus Zimbabwe at penalty. Haven't been convincing. COVID-19 outbreak. But I think Senegal would continue to barely trickle on in the tournament. A 1-0 win for Senegal. I don't think that Cape Verde have enough quality. I know they have, Gary Rodriguez and Tavares and a few other players, Stopira and co. Some quality in their team. Kenny Roca Santos as well. But I just think Senegal will be too much. They haven't conceded a goal at the tournament as well. Let's not forget that. They have the big boy Koulibaly back. They have Mendy back in goal. Sadio Mane has been performing, okay. Idrissa Gueye, the star-studded team that they have at their disposal, it's going to be too much for Cape Verde. If Cape Verde are to knock out Senegal, it will take a special performance, and I don't think they're going to pull it off. Gary Rodriguez did score a special goal, but he'll need a couple more of those if they are to knock off Senegal. Senegal won, Cape Verde 0 within 90 minutes. So this will be their first ever AFCON meeting, but in terms of the head-to-head, Senegal has 14 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses against the Cape Verdeans, and it's going to take another big effort for them to actually topple Senegal. So we're going to move on to the final game where Senegal will meet one of Mali or Equatorial Guinea. This one was actually the hardest game to predict in my opinion. Mali versus Equatorial Guinea, because both teams have been very convincing at the tournament so far. Indeed, Equatorial Guinea did get a little fortunate against Sierra Leone to win the game, but I think they did enough, especially against Algeria, knocking off the Desert Foxes there and doing enough to get to the round of 16. But Mali has been one of the more assured teams, even in World Cup qualifiers. This Malian team that I predict to make the World Cup could make a deep run in this tournament, and I think they're going to be just a little bit too much for Equatorial Guinea. Kone looks good up top. You have Haidara, Samaseku, the other Masadio Haidara as well. The Traores, the Adama Traores, I should say, looks very assured. You think Musa Genepo. You know what I'm saying? Look, this team is you think Yves Bissouma. This team is hard to beat. This team is going to be hard to beat. But let's not take an Equatorial Guinea lightly. They have performed admirably at the tournament so far. And they're a heavy Spanish-based team, lower divisions in the Spanish leagues, technically gifted, they're skillful, and you can't take them lightly. But this is where the tournament comes to an end, in my opinion. I'm going to go for Mali to defeat them 2-1 to go on to set up West African derby there between themselves and Senegal. You see the flags are almost identical, only the star for Senegal the difference. So Mali 2, Equatorial Guinea 1, and that's my prediction. So I'm predicting Mali on that side of the bracket to meet Senegal and Nigeria to face Gabon. Guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to predict the rest of the tournament briefly, and then we're going to call it a day. We're going to land the plane here. So let's go back to the other side of the bracket here. Gambia versus Cameroon. I'm going to go for Cameroon to win that quarterfinal game and move on to the semis. The Ivory Coast versus Morocco. I think Cote d'Ivoire wins this game. Sorry, Morocco, but this is where I think the tournament will come to an end and set up a big clash in the semifinals between Cameroon and the Cote d'Ivoire. So in terms of who will make the final, I think that the host Cameroon are making it all the way to the final. So you could put Cameroon from here all the way over there. Let me get my pointer, you know what I mean, up there. So yeah, so Cameroon to make it all the way to the final from that side of the bracket, the left side. So the other side of the bracket, I'm going for Burkina Faso, Gabon. I'm going for Gabon. Nigeria, Tunisia, Nigeria. So Gabon versus Nigeria. I think the Super Eagles will be too much for the Gabonese team here. And Nigeria will move on to the semis from that quarterfinal match. And Senegal versus Mali. Guys, I'm actually going to go for an upset here. I'm going to go for an upset here and go for Mali to defeat Senegal and move on to the semis to play Nigeria. But I'm going to have Nigeria coming up against Cameroon for the grand final and the Super Eagles to win the tournament, knocking off the hosts. Sorry, Samuel Eto'o. I know. You would have liked to win it your first couple months as, president of the Cameroon Football Federation. But I think Nigeria are definitely the team to beat and will go on to win the entire tournament. So that's my thoughts. That's my prediction for the round of 16 of this year's edition of the African Cup of Nations. So yeah, I will do this in the quarterfinal as well, where I'll predict the rest of the tournament. Let's see how well I do. But these are my thoughts. Let me know yours. We've done 28 minutes. Not bad at all for 8 matches and a group stage review of some sort. So we don't want to make it super longer than it is right now. So guys, subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. Head on over to manscaped.com. Use the coupon code Dominic Rich not FC, Dominic Rich to get yourself 20% off. All the links will be in the description box down below. I'm thirsty as hell, man. Let me drink some water before I end the damn video. I'm thirsty. A lot of talking though. I'm thirsty, man. I'm thirsty. Let me drink some water, man. You see what I'm saying? Let me drink some freaking water. But guys, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. May the best teams win. And from your boy Dom, until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.